And then we can say it in chorus.
Go to bed,
Nick. Go to bed. You cannot break yourself as our intern the first day.
He
Go
says
to
he's in bed. Okay, well, now we're all in bed with intern Steve.
Good to know. I was going to wait a few days before making that joke, but you know what?
Oh my God.
No, Steve has a night job for the next 4 months.
First day. So here he's telling me in the Discord chat, I'm kind of shy. It's like, get over it, honey. Just get over it. It's pointless.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh, it's just crazy.
Everybody say hi to intern Steve.
He's under his other name of Nick right now.
Yeah.
Yes, but it was his first day from, where are you? Where is he?
In Europe
In
somewhere.
Europe somewhere doing
In Europe
things.
somewhere doing things in Europe places.
That's sufficiently narrow. Europe
Yeah.
is small.
I don't. He's in Holland. He's in Holland. So, oh
I
my
mean,
goodness.
relative to Texas, Europe is small.
Yes. Oh my Lord. Anyway, but yes, it was his first day of getting into files and stuff. So he pings me at like 7 a.m. Hi, I need to get the email. I'm like, it's 7 in the goddamn morning. What is wrong with you? So
and he got to see me at my first thing in the morning. Where I'm like, I
It's like,
haven't
what's wrong
booted
with
up
you?
yet. Just give me a minute.
Joel, congratulations on your book going officially
Yes.
live.
Yes, well
Joel,
done,
that's
Joel.
very
Yay.
awesome. So you should put some details in so people can
so we
find
can-
you.
And like in the comments of this, we should put his link in North Texas and on Record
Yes.
Press too.
Yes, yes.
So
Yeah,
That was
we'll
that was a
definitely
really
do
cool
that.
project.
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That really was. Joel, I had no idea you were sneaking around behind us doing stuff like that. So, but no, that's really cool. I like it.
We're starting out 2024 on a pretty good note, I think.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we
So-
are.
We are. So,
I mean, we're a little daunted by all the things.
The
So much
to-do lists
scheduling.
are multiple pages long.
The to-do lists keep replicating and propagating out further and
So-
longer, and yes, a whole
so
packet of
you know
paper
what
there.
though? We did this last year.
Yes,
Mhm.
we did.
We did this last year. We
And
had
we accomplished
9 pages.
Everything but
We had
one.
9 projects on. This is all just one. This is all just one project.
Mhm.
But we had 9 things, 9 sheets of paper, and we did 8 of them.
Mhm.
Yep.
We did 8. One of them was this,
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
Starting
right.
the
One of them was
broadcast.
this.
So,
And you're all still here.
you're all still here.
Crazy people.
It's like
We
we're all,
love you.
and we're all actually here.
Yeah.
We're all in the same spot.
First
For
time
once.
in a while.
What's like 7 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
since we've been trading off. Cedar's
Yeah.
been here the whole time.
Yeah, I'm
Going,
always here.
What?
I mean,
Right.
What? I mean, it's like, where? What am I doing?
So I do have to ask, how are we streaming? Everybody getting stuff okay? Because I'm not seeing any issues on this side.
yeah, no, give us some little bit of feedback in the chat. We're doing a couple things different today.
Yes,
So
like all being here.
Yep. Nick says loud and clear. So
Well, loud has
excellent,
never been an
excellent.
issue. So
Clear is good though. Clear is very
It's
good.
good. This camera's too good. Too good of a camera. We have a new camera.
Is a new camera.
Mhm.
So
It's
yes.
pink.
Hi, Matt.
Yeah.
What?
It's pink.
She has a pink camera because girls, we should have pink. You know,
Well,
so-
it almost matches my new computer that I got for.
Which is
It's-
adorable.
it's adorable. It's like this little
It's-
tiny brick.
It's like 4 inches by 4 inches.
And it's pink. It's like the same color as my phone, but my phone's not in my case. So
Mhm.
don't
It's-
think
it's-
you need to send us pink things.
It is.
No.
It is less pink than my shirt.
This is carnation. That
It's-
is pink.
That is pink. It's a rose.
This is
gold.
That
a-
was salmon.
No. This is Elizabethan carnation pink.
Okay.
Yes.
All I know is it was
The
warm
Queen
and it
had
was
this color.
pretty.
When people say pink's not period, I'm like, okay. So the last time that happened, I was like, Emma, she's like, got it. You download the entire thing. It's like I have cut and paste for that, but that's a whole different rant.
Mhm.
But anyway, we have projects of the things we have to do. It's like which
Yes.
hurt.
But we've had a meetings.
Meetings.
Jonna has had meetings.
Meetings, spreadsheets, brain dumps, flip top head on the table. We have a lot of cool
Like,
stuff.
I have questions. I'm gonna start pulling things out of you until I get there. Like, right. And I realized I don't give a straight answer to anything.
No, you don't. You
No.
know that already.
No,
None of you give a straight answer to anything.
sorry.
It is my job to herd the squirrels. It even says that on my
Oops,
card.
oops, oops.
I'm going to give you all rave sticks. Oh
I
my
have
God.
glow sticks around here somewhere.
Yeah, they're on the table because the small children
Oh,
found
right.
them earlier.
Oh God.
But no, it's like, and then I get Ian, whose ADD is, and then I'm like, okay, they're all saying the same thing, just in different ways. And then Jonna does this.
And then Jonna makes us nice, neat little spreadsheets, which helps so much.
And then I
Spreadsheets
say,
are
no
your
more
friend.
than this one spreadsheet. So
I love spreadsheets.
yes. And then there's the monkeys. And the big one is not here. If you saw the live stream, it's like, no. The guys on Tuesday, yesterday, Ian received a gift, which he got to take home. Because there are some things that will not live in my space.
It was great.
Oh my Lord. So
Oh.
yeah, so here we are with all of you all in one spot.
Yep.
How did we get through last year and not lose our minds?
I'm fairly certain
We-
we did for a while.
Did we?
Well, we probably did, but I think we did not wrap our heads around the ramifications of what we were doing when we started doing it.
You
We
know,
just did it.
we just kind of
This is how children happen. You don't realize
No,
when
that
you,
was tequila.
when you
No,
do
no,
the
no.
thing that
Wait a
results in
minute.
children.
That was tequila. I don't drink tequila. so
And your point is,
We were compromised.
yeah. But no, it's this like, oh, we could do this and we could do that and we could do this, and we're like, okay. And almost
squirrels.
it started with a dare. No, that was the previous year.
Mhm.
It was halfway through the previous year. Through
2022.
22 is the nobody wants to write stories for a Malta anthology, and I couldn't keep my mouth shut. And look what it's done to us. So but
You open
know,
your mouth and I get in trouble. How does this work? Like
I love to delegate. And being the elder mom, I know how. So
you're fine.
I'm all about delegation.
Yeah.
No,
I
but
have to write things down or I will forget them. And I just remembered that I wanted to get a bottle of tequila. So thank
there's
you.
one back here. Just take it. No, I'm serious. In the bar, there's tequila.
Okay.
Dig around. Take it away.
Yeah.
And
Oh, you should try the one I brought home from Colorado.
Yes.
That was
Yes.
so
you brought
good.
home
We should
more?
have a drink.
I-
Not
it's-
like
not right now. No, I got a
Oh.
grapefruit and hibiscus infused.
Yeah, no, that
tequila.
sounds amazing.
Oh my god, it was so good.
So,
Okay. So anyway, squirrel.
Sorry.
Um,
Tequila was involved.
almost a year ago, like a week and a half from now, we were sitting around spitballing ideas,
Yeah.
and you
Mhm.
said, "Hey, let's take some postcards to MarsCon."
Yeah.
mhm.
Almost a year ago.
Yeah, because
Mhm.
we were doing
We were just sitting around being silly, talking
Well,
about 50-word stories,
and we had just recently learned that we could print the output from Midjourney.
yeah,
And I had gone crazy with my wide bed printer to see just how big I could blow it up before it went
Yeah.
blurry. And I
Mhm.
couldn't. I could do 13 by 19 prints with Midjourney output without any kind of
yeah, it was really
messing
cool.
around with it.
And then we had been spitballing this thing called Story in a Box, which we were
Right.
trying to figure out this, like, do a thing, fun activity, story
Yeah.
building thing. And I had, I think I told you about the 50-word stories and the things. He went,
Mhm.
let's do this. And she
Yes.
ran off.
Yes.
And we went off to MarsCon.
And I had a whole
And
bunch
I
of
get,
them
She
with
had a
hey,
bunch of
I'm
postcards,
home.
and
I'm
she's
home. And all of a sudden I get, hey, can you send us some images for this thing we're doing? Sure. Approximately 100 images later. And that's just the first one, mind you.
We didn't think it would do that.
No, we
No.
thought we'd be handing them out to friends and like
And we
ma-
get like 10 or
10
so
maybe.
back.
Yeah.
So 7 books and 800 submissions later.
Approximately 2,000 images generated. Not
Uh-huh.
sent out, but generated for the things.
Yeah, and 120 slots over 7 books. 140 slots over 7 books.
140.
I think
So,
that was our, besides the press.
I mean, yeah, this
was-
is just the Three Moms postcard
That's
project.
just
We're
the
not
Three
even
Moms.
talking about all the other projects. Just postcards.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
It was a learning experience.
Well, so we did what we all tend to do. We all have a history of doing this. Is we'll think we're prepared, or we'll go, "Ooh, that looks like fun," and we will go jump off a cliff
Yes.
and,
And figure out if we have a parachute on the way
and
down.
I am sewing like a mad woman all the way down.
it's that scene in
What was that?
it's Agatha Heterodyne,
Yes.
and they're rebuilding their plane as they're falling out
Yes.
of the giant fortress.
Yes.
And I'm sitting here going, "We're all Sparky."
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's
We
such
really
a-
are.
Literally, I have multiple Agatha Heterodyne themed pins. And I used to actually wear one of the little discreet ones on the lapel of my lab coat.
Mhm. I have
Yeah.
I may have fangirled discreetly
At Phil.
at Phil.
I was like, when I heard about that, I was like, damn it, I wasn't there.
I was on a panel with Phil. It was fun. Of course, he's been on the West Coast a lot, so
Right.
he's
Well,
more
I
like.
mean, I was like,
But he's cool.
I
Yeah.
knew who he was. My friend sat me next to him on purpose, and so
Of
we
course.
just made
Was it
she
fun,
said
though?
jokes all
Was it
night.
fun?
It
He's a
was
really
so
fun
much
guy.
fun.
Yeah, but no, that was one of our. Let's do this thing, and how is it we say let's do this thing and it becomes this enormous thing? Of course,
Because-
we are the three moms, and that's just what we do to things.
This is what we do. We blow things up.
we blow things up.
the city was on fire.
In
It
all
was
those
kind of our fault.
connotations. All of them.
All of them.
Yes.
Bread rises.
But no, it was kind of insane. And an amazing outpouring of creativity.
Yeah,
Absolutely
yeah.
astonishing.
Yeah.
And we can't do it this next year. We
just can't.
cannot.
We can't.
our
Because
our cup
after all, we're
overfloweth.
only human.
Because this no, this is a major project, guys, and you'll be seeing a lot of it happening in the first quarter. I can't talk about it right this minute, but we have some fairly massive stuff coming down the road that we have to take care of, and we're up to 29, count them, anthologies for 2024.
Yep.
And
the super secret project, which we haven't actually
I so want to do.
which will be a Three Moms project. It's
Yes, it's a Three
affiliated with
Moms
Rack
thing.
and Tear Press,
It's
but
a Three Moms.
it'll be a Three Moms project.
Yes, which
Um,
and so yeah, things are yes.
Yes, things are busy.
Uh-huh.
And I'm looking at it and I have an empty nest now and spend part of my day measuring the room to try and figure out how to fit everything I
Fill it
want
up
to put in
quick.
there so
Yeah.
that because I want my art studio set up so I can actually do art and all the things.
mhm.
So, but I also I've got plans for a novel very soon
Yeah.
that is partially finished. Well, okay, it's 85% finished.
Mhm.
So the last 15% and then editing.
And there's someone over there's doing one too.
Yeah, which was finished, but now it's not finished because
Thank you,
that's how
Dorothy.
these things work.
That's how those things. When you read a book on craft, and all of a sudden, like everything gets better in the middle of it, and then you hand it to a beta reader who also read the same book on craft,
Uh-oh.
and goes, "Oh, you need to do this, 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 and this," and you're only halfway through the book. You may throw things at her at dinner.
Yeah.
But I only have 6 books on my personal projects this year.
Only 6.
I know that sounds so crazy.
No, actually it doesn't.
No,
You
it
were totally
doesn't.
capable of doing 6 books.
Yeah.
You've done more than that.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
planning 6 novellas on top of for my pen name. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Already started one of
so
them.
I mean it's not like,
and we haven't even gotten into Taco Tuesday yet.
I know. We need to do Taco Tuesday.
Yes, we do.
you guys
So-
want to explain Taco Tuesday?
Do we want to explain Taco
Don't-
Tuesday?
I kind of want to make it a mystery, but we should probably explain it.
Because I keep hearing references and I'm not in on the conversations for that.
Oh,
so
oh.
Taco tacos, because there were tentacles involved.
that's right. That's when you were sitting there drawing on the
Yeah.
live
Mhm.
stream.
The tentacle taco.
Yep.
And
It always needs explaining whenever these two are talking about it. Dawn. I mean, because it could mean anything, and this is the Tentacle Taco Tuesday.
well, I mean, in this case, it went from a tentacle taco, as in a taco with tentacles, to us going back to we keep wanting to write short stories,
Mhm.
and we're going with the other meaning of taco and
Of course.
tentacles
Mhm.
because
Because I did Flash Fiction Friday for 1.5 years on my personal blog, and I
that's right.
loved
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I have a whole bunch of Flash Fiction from it, and I really like it. But I am stupid busy on Fridays.
Yeah. Fridays
Yeah,
are not
like-
good.
Fridays are not good for me.
So
either.
You
I'm
can
like-
do it on Tuesdays.
So
Tuesday
and
is
that
the
was
only Tuesday's the only evening right now that I mostly have unencumbered.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that was where it came up. It's like, well, we could totally do them on Tuesdays. I'm like, yeah, but I still want to write some of my personal stuff. Like, well, make them romance ones. I'm like, I could do
Okay.
that.
You may have people who want to join in on that.
I suspected as much. So the real question is,
So I'm just going to say,
yeah.
do not do them on the Tuesday night that you're at the local library science fiction book club night. So, just
That would be, yeah, no.
no. And of course, Wally shows up. We're talking about Taco Tuesday. Wally.
Wally, we've missed you.
So the first Tuesday night of the month is my master naturalist meeting, and if it's also the science fiction
It
book
is.
club,
Right.
then we might have to just give
We'll
that
just have
night
to
a
skip that
pass
one. Yeah.
and do it the other.
Every other
Three.
week. So we skip the
So-
first Tuesday of the month, and then we do
Right.
the rest. I like
So
it.
we're on track.
We are on track. We're not
I'm
behind.
not.
Watch as we go careering off the rails later, but right now we are on track.
Okay. So see, there's another project going on because,
Yeah. It's because I enjoyed Flash Fiction Friday, and I got a lot of, even if I didn't, because there were times when because I could do it before Friday. It was like I had until Friday night, and then I would post it
Right.
on
Oh,
Friday. At some point before midnight on Friday. And sometimes it went up at 11:55, and I'm. But that was my goal. Every Friday I would have a Flash Fiction up, and there were some that I would start it on Tuesday, and write, and then get to Wednesday, write, and realize I had a novella, and come to Friday and have to write a new story because
It wasn't a short story.
it wasn't a
anymore.
Flash Fiction. It was
Yeah.
a novella.
Mm-hmm.
So I had very specific rules. So there were times when I wrote 2 or 3 stories in a week because I had to keep it under the word count.
Wait, there's a word count?
Flash Fiction. I was doing Flash Fiction.
Okay.
So this one, it's we write. we haven't worked out the details on this one yet.
No, we haven't.
And how we're going to put them up, or if we're going to put them up, or what we're going to do with them.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, but like,
I mean, yes.
Well, what I've started doing, because oh my gosh, no. So I started doing Substack less than a year ago.
Yeah.
And ported over all my email subscribers from my blog, so I had an immediate audience, and then I've been slowly, organically sharing it out there and everything with the Substack. Well, at this point, I'm up to 15 paid subscribers on
Yay.
Substack, which is like, damn, people, I love you, but I mean, we're talking, it's starting to look like significant money. I've got it set at the smallest amount that Substack will allow.
Yeah.
Which is $40 a year. And so I'm looking, okay, there's some actual money here. Also, I need to reward y'all for giving me money. I need to give you something back. That's how I work. So what I'm doing is I'm actually, as I have a project that will work to do it, because there's been a couple of projects I was moving so fast I couldn't even do it, putting it out there. But so my paid subscribers get first look at whatever I'm writing, like
nice.
raw, rough draft. I don't know if it's going to be a good time, but here it is.
Here it is.
So that's happening right now with Tanager's Flight, which is my
nice.
novel in
Nice.
progress. So so they're getting first look at it. So if I do Taco Tuesday, what I might do is do that and put that out there for paid subscribers.
Well, that'd be a good thing.
And that way they get to look at it. And then at the end of however long, I will take it and put it into a collection.
Yeah. Why not?
The only reason why not is if I go spicy with any of the tacos, because
Yes.
romance and sometimes hot sauce is a nice condiment to add.
Wash your hands after the crawfish boil.
yes.
So, really well. Wash your hands.
Wash your hands. Brush your teeth.
Nail brushes are a thing.
nail brushes are a thing. Just because, you know.
So some of my paid subscribers didn't sign up for that, so I may pull
that kind
them
of day, isn't
and
it?
figure out if I want to do it there or elsewhere. For anything that has a higher spice level may get put somewhere else, or not at all until I put together a
You
collection.
know, you should definitely like go through our spice collection and our tasting tomorrow. Decide what levels apply to what levels of spicy on your stories, and just not tell the guys. No, we'll tell them later.
I was gonna say, but I like breaking them.
No. When they get to the end of it, say, okay, this one is full on smut. That's what you need. So we'll like figure that out. They can rank them and get them in order, and then tell them what they have just ranked. Nobody tell them. Instigator. My label. So
Oh my goodness.
I'll show up tomorrow with a nice fresh loaf of bread so we have something to put hot sauce on.
nobody talk. Nobody tell them. Nobody tell them what we're doing. So
I'm gonna have to go from like Amish to like Amish, sweet, cozy.
Young adults.
Yeah, and that's about the category too. Is Amish, sweet, cozy. What do they call that? Clean. And then we start getting into a little steam, a lot of steam, and then young adult because
So Wally comes in at Taco Tuesday and Tom shows up for full on smut. So Tom, we're not telling the guys, sorry, since you just got here, is that they want to take. They've been having this big hot sauce debate yet again, and these guys are going to start writing some spicy flash fiction. So we're going to have the guys line things up in order of like chill to very spicy, and then tell them they've just given them the categories for their smut writing like flash fiction they're going to do. So that's what we're trying to figure out here. But don't tell them. You can just sit there smugly tomorrow and know what's going on. So.
hot sauce, food, smut. It all works together. Just wash your hands.
There's got to be the ranking systems for spicier romances. There's like three chilies, 4 chilies, 5 chilies.
Yeah,
right. I think it's wrong.
Tie your sweat.
So my poor son, we go in. Yes, I see that.
Find your ideas and tree. Wish to subscribe to your newsletter. Well, you can when they do the flash fiction. It's going to be on her. Oh my god, are we tired?
We got Johan moved into his little tiny one bedroom
Interesting
apartment.
transition.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to talk about spicy food, actual food.
Oh, really? Okay. Is that what we're doing now? Is that what we're calling it? Okay.
Yes, now we are.
That's Molly.
I took him out to Thai food, and the lady asked what spice level we wanted. Mm-hmm. And he said 2, and I went with a 2. And he takes one bite of his pad Thai, and he says, "I can't have anything more than a 2 here," because their 2 is a little on the high side for the 2. Mm-hmm. So it's everybody's scale. We need better calibration. Yes. So yes, this is we'll calibrate with the hot sauces.
We'll calibrate, and then we'll like take pictures, and you can put them up with your sauce. So.
Wally says, my typical guide is if I'm not sweating, it's not hot enough, and it fits perfectly both ways.
Yep. Yes. If you're going to be hot and sticky, it should be for all the right reasons. So,
dark romance, is that the spicy mole that stares back at you?
It's mole sauce.
It would be mole sauce. It's dark and spicy.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Dark and spicy, and chocolate. Oh yes.
And chocolate.
Yes.
So, right.
And then you need a towel after.
Wow. Happy New Year, guys.
We might just be a little slap happy.
Yeah. Don't get too near me. I'll slap you. I'm feeling that way about some people today.
Oh, yeah.
So, no, it's just, yeah. So that's what you guys are doing with Taco Tuesday.
That's what Taco Tuesday is.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, then hot sauce fits right in.
Well,
no pun intended.
What I started doing a few months ago is increasing my publishing tempo.
Yeah.
And have noticed a marked change in my sales overall.
Yeah.
I'm running some Amazon ads. I've done some freebies. it got some interesting numbers on the freebies, which I'll discuss more with you. But just me promoting, giving away the novella Jade Star the last couple of days
Mhm.
has gotten, I think, about 350 copies of it
Wow.
out to
That's
people.
great.
People didn't realize. So I wrote it in 2017. And people didn't realize it existed because it's old enough that it has aged out of all the
Yeah.
recommendations.
Mhm.
So as
So
I'm
relaunch.
preparing,
Yeah.
well, that's what I did. Essentially, was I gave away the freebie. I'm going to be putting a new cover on Tanager's Fledglings, which is connected to Jade Star.
Mhm.
They're not like linear series, but they're connected. And I am almost done with Tanager's Flight. So what I've created here is a launch situation.
Yes.
Mhm.
But even before that, I was doing releases of whatever I had, which was short stories, the novella that I wrote and wound up putting onto a t-shirt
Mhm.
because I wanted to see
So-
how it looked on the
So
t-shirt.
Raptor entered the conversation at a safe spot. You need to go back and listen to see where some other people walked into it. Oh, not the spot.
But by having done that, I want to maintain that tempo.
Yes.
Mhm.
And things like Taco Tuesday, if I have a month where don't have anything longer finished, I can publish a short story.
Yep.
Mhm.
I have the capacity
can.
to do this.
You can.
And I know that you're in the same situation where you need to
I need
get
to
your
increase.
tempo
I
back
took
up.
basically the last year off
Yeah.
Mhm.
for my
You have
personal
a lot
publishing.
of stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
because personal life and stuff, and this press,
Yeah,
Right.
you know.
this press popped up and took
Mhm.
over
Ate
your life.
brain.
Yeah.
So,
And I kind of want to redo and relaunch some of the stuff I've done previously because I did it, either did it wrong or it flopped badly.
You
Now you
need to
learned.
talk covers.
I sent you books. I sent you
More.
books. Yes. But we do need to do covers because I mean it's been, oh gosh, some of them I was looking, I was like, it's been 6 or 7 years.
it's time.
Mhm.
Since
It's
I
time to
put 'em out.
relaunch all that.
So
Yeah, no, it needs a fresh new cover, a quick editing pass, and let's get it back out there.
mhm.
Yeah, which is something we heard
So-
a lot. It's like if it's dead and not doing anything, pull it down, clean it up, maybe new forward, new cover, put it back
Mhm.
out.
Mhm.
So
I actually have a couple of novellas that I wanted to finish the series because I intended it to be a five novella series.
yeah,
Mhm.
Make them a little bit longer and relaunch them probably under a different name because that name never got any traction.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
Well,
yeah,
and
why
also
not?
decide how much pen name split you actually need.
and that's kind of a thing I'm since I'm doing, and I think I can talk about this. I sold a story to Free Ravens.
Oh,
Mhm.
good.
That's going to be in there. I believe their urban fantasy anthology.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
That's what you
it was kind of trailer park adjacent, but not
Yeah.
quite.
Mhm.
It's a fun story too.
And I've
I
got
like that.
and that's under my own actual name.
Right.
And then I was writing one I was going to put in for the oil field and just could not finish it in time.
Yeah.
I've got
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
2 or 3 scenes left, so I can
Mhm.
finish that. I can put that on under my name, and it actually meshes better with those.
Novellas?
Those novellas.
Oh, okay.
So I'm thinking because they're all urban fantasy.
Right.
And the story I did for Three Ravens and the one I was going to do for Oilfield, those are 3 mom stories.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to be. I'm thinking that I can do all of that under my own actual name,
Sure.
so I'm actually combining stuff instead of splitting it out.
Yeah, and I
under-
think because I think for marketing purposes, the less scatter you have on names for marketing
Mhm.
will probably make it easier on
Yeah.
you. It's like I have decided that I'm going to do 2
Mhm.
pen names, and that way I have someplace to put the romance as in an open pen name.
Mhm.
Where if people don't want to see my romance novels, or it'll be novellas because there's a novella right now, a short story, and a novella in progress for that pen name. They're all sweet contemporary Western romance, which is
Nice.
a very niche little thing, but
It is a niche thing, but it exists. There's a
it's a
pie.
thing.
Well, there's a pie out there for that, for sure. So,
Given the one I'm currently working on is called Slice of Pie, yes.
oh well, who knew?
But it's there are so many subgenres. If you scatter out and do a name for each one, you get to the point where you're spread so thinly,
Yeah.
and sometimes you need to kind of gather them back into a basket. So you've got baskets to market.
Yeah.
And
that's
you know all this.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not- I'm
It was-
telling them, not you.
and that's she's explaining exactly why I'm doing this,
Mhm.
and why I'm redoing some of it. Because C.V. Walter has worked very well for sci-fi, romance, and science fiction.
Mhm.
But I have a little bit of fantasy out underneath it, but it's fantasy romance kind of ish. But I have stuff that is just actual fantasy. There's no romance involved, which I know everybody's just very shocked.
Shocked and surprised.
But there is actual romance in the urban fantasy one I was doing, but none of it's on screen. This was my
Yeah.
first fade to black closed door stuff.
But there are people that's what they want,
Mhm.
and I tend to write that. Well, I actually do it for a couple of reasons. I joke that it's because my mother edits my stuff, and my mom and my grandmother read my stuff. But actually, for me, it's also a decision of. I actually think that it is hotter for the reader if they can fill in most of the blanks themselves.
Mhm.
And I know that not every reader is like that. There's a lot of readers that like the really spicy, spells it all out, 5 chili peppers.
Mm-hmm.
But
Did we stumble across some of those when we did our romance book review?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't there like a Archangel Nordic vampire something?
Yes, Sandra Hill.
Sandra Hill. Okay.
All the tropes in one book. Yes.
All the tropes in one book.
That was hilarious. Also, I really should probably read that one because I think it might be hilarious.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, Tom, it's like you being careful about who's going to be reading your stuff. It makes sense. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Right. And the other thing is that there's authors and readers who they can find one another that like all of the different variations on this.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
so it's about finding the niche and finding the audience.
And
Yeah.
there's so very many.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
And I know my Alien Bride series runs the gamut from on screen multiple times, and it's all character development and scene development.
but
Sex.
You are unusual because I
Right.
have
Uh-huh.
started to read in that genre a little bit more, and you actually have character development and plot. Most of
What
them
an
do
idea.
not.
So,
And people have picked this is what they're going for on their spice level,
yeah.
and they don't vary. And
No.
there are names where you absolutely will
know.
get this.
Mhm.
And there are some that I was actually reading. They were recommended to me because, like, hey, all the women in my office are reading these dark romance, spicy books,
Mhm.
and 3 of them are by the same author. And I'm like, oh, so I went and downloaded one because it was my favorite trope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Persephone and Hades,
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fun.
and I went and read it, and I'm like, oh, it's like, you think it was good? And I'm like, I'm not saying it was bad. I'm just saying that it was a 3 chili pepper spice.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like, I'm like, I like some of my books are hotter than this on some of them, not all of them, because I have some where they don't, it's a happy ending, and you know that they will get to, they will
end
get
up
to their
there.
adventure.
Yes.
But it's, the end of the book is the beginning of their courtship.
Yes.
Right. Right.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So there isn't anything spicy before that. So I will go from, essentially Amish, where they're holding hands, and that is
Yeah.
a big step
Mhm.
in their relationship, to, we don't speak the same language, but damn.
I experienced that all over Italy. So
Right?
I was like,
I need to go places where
Damn.
they don't speak my language.
I don't care. There are certain languages that do not require verbalization. Anyway, so
Well, and Nancy Fry says, 1 chili pepper for me, seeds removed. I have an imagination. And the real,
It's
but
really-
her next point, the real
There's a
fun is
metaphor.
building the tension. And absolutely. And that's the thing is if you've got the character development and the tension is there, the reader can fill in as much or as little as they want. And it doesn't have to be on screen and spelled out for them.
This is my
Yeah.
life. I sit around listening to authors talk like this all the time.
But there's yeah.
It's like, this is what it's like in the blanket fort. If it's not
All the
these two, it's like Jim or Ian, or they're all like they ramble on about this constantly. I feel like I live in an author colony development.
And you
kind
have
of
spent
do,
most of your
actually.
life like that.
I have
so
well, usually I'm at
you've
conventions.
made these choices.
No, at conventions I'm with authors who are drunk or having a good time in the bar with really fun quips because they have a giant vocabulary. So
I think
anyway.
she's saying we should be drunk more.
yes,
I'm down.
I'm okay with this. So, yes.
This is not a problem.
It's like, yeah, no, I just find authors fascinating because they have these kind of conversations all the time. So
I'm sorry, we kind of just got sidetracked.
I know
talking to
you squirreled way off.
we
into
dove down the rabbit hole head
So-
first. I mean,
No, it's good though because
Yeah.
it's a great process discussion. So
mhm.
which is really fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch you guys do that. And I was like, I'm gonna go there and so my
It's-
processes are different, but it's interesting. Of
But one of the
Yeah.
things that that I do worry about, especially with so I've got my romance and my sci-fi,
yeah,
and I've got my urban fantasy, and then I've got the kids' books.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
I've got 2 of them I'm going to be writing
Yeah.
this year.
Mhm.
which I can hardly wait for you to get those done.
They're
They're
be a lot of
just
fun.
so the whole concept, everything about them is just spectacular.
But they're on my board as Bunny Bake Off and Christmas Hippo.
Uh-huh. Hippo in tutu. So
Well, and I have this thing where I've been reading children's books aloud and recording it with illustrations for my sister.
yeah, those are pretty cool. I really
and
like those.
I've been having a lot of fun with them for multiple reasons. One, it's just been fun to do the whole I'm reading to my sister and mom gives me reports on how she reacts to the story as it goes along. I'm rediscovering some old childhood classics because I'm
Mhm.
obviously reading stuff that's in the public domain. And as I was doing The Princess and the Goblin, I have gotten asked now by more than one person if I would be putting that out as a book with the illustrations. So, which is a whole complex process I've got to talk to Deej about because he's the public domain publishing expert in
Yeah.
our group. I mean, it shouldn't be a problem because they'll be fully illustrated by me, but it's also there's complications there that I don't want to dive into. So I may wind up doing some children's book projects just sideways of my normal. I seem to be
Mhm.
doing a lot more art books than I intended to.
Yes, but why not? Right? So
Right? No, absolutely.
the one with you and Sam.
Yes, one
Which-
October night.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yes, I had ordered my paper copy and it took forever to get to me because of Christmas and shipping got messed up.
Mhm.
You need to bring it down so we can show it on the live stream tomorrow.
Yeah, I should. I
Yeah.
should. It looks really good because that's why I ordered a paper copy of it. I did it on the retail side instead of the slow boat to China side because I wanted to see.
Thank you, Amazon, for sending that via Australia.
Which is
It
why
takes like 6 weeks
I
if I
know.
order it on the author copy side, and I
Yeah.
wanted it to make sure it was okay inside.
Mhm.
So I got it, and it looks really good inside. I'm actually really happy. So Amazon with interior illustrations, you get 2 choices. You get black and white, which is on a regular paper, it's uncoated. Or you order a premium color interior, which raises the price of your book exponentially.
Mhm.
The black and white interior illustrations, uncoated, can be a little on the soft side when we're
Yeah,
talking
when you did
art.
your treehouse book
Mhm.
in the architecture one, yeah, you could see the definite.
Right.
It wasn't very crisp. So
No, and it won't be crisp. That had
Yeah.
nothing to do with the art resolution going into it.
Mhm.
It literally is. This is how this looks with the print on demand, how they're printing onto the paper
Mhm.
and the paper. To be
Yeah.
honest, it's the ink, it's the paper, it's the method.
Yeah.
It's all just. It's fantastic for text.
Yes.
It sucks for art. However, when we did One October Night, I told him that since it was already black and white art, I didn't see any point in making it the premium interior with the
Yep.
coated paper.
Mhm.
So once I got it and took a look at it, it actually looks really nice. Some of the art looks like it was done with graphite pencils.
Oh, even
though
better.
it wasn't, but
You
it
should
was
bring
all
it tomorrow.
it was all digital. But
Yeah, bring it over
yeah,
tomorrow.
I'll definitely bring it over. But I was just looking at it and going, okay, this actually works like this.
Yeah.
So doing black and white illustrations in books is a thing that we can add
Yeah.
in. And there for a
Mhm.
long time, illustrations in books were just too expensive. And so everybody went away from doing illustrated
Yeah.
books.
Yeah.
But with this, with the technology that we have,
Mhm.
and we've got to take a look at the draft to digital
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah, we're looking at that too.
So because that's not
Mhm.
that's not the same printer as Amazon.
No, that's actually
No.
that's Ingram is who's doing the printing for
Yeah,
Draft
And
Digital.
I haven't seen their
I have seen their books.
well, no, I want to look at the paper. I want to
Mhm.
look at the actual,
Yeah.
like the edges of the ink.
Mhm.
There's stuff that I want to look at that is far more than, oh, look, it's a book, because
Yeah.
I need to get right down to the
Well, you
pixelated
want
details.
yeah, the pixelated
Mhm.
details.
Yeah.
But yes, I was looking
But
over there.
I need the paperweight and the texture. And
Yeah.
Well, when we were at 20 books, I
yeah.
actually
Right.
stood there for quite a while and fondled and looked,
Yeah.
and I kind of cracked it to see how the spine would do and how
Mhm.
clean it was when in the cut. Because some of these Amazon books, the
They're
cut
just
is
terrible.
choppy. And it's
Mhm.
like they're not changing their blades, and their gluing isn't good, and the paper, it's
and the
just a little
shipping.
off.
Oh my god, the
Don't-
shipping.
oh,
They keep throwing loose books into boxes with whatever else you've ordered from Amazon.
Yeah.
If it was an anvil, and there might be a book in there too.
Yes.
A pizza cutter and a book. And I'm not joking, that's how One October Night came, with a batleth style pizza cutter and a book and 2 heating mats for my seed starting. That's what came in this box. And the book is not protected in any way. It's just
Okay.
flung in there. And I'm
It's
like,
just flung in there.
Amazon, do better.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, I looked over their stuff pretty thoroughly, and so did you.
Yeah.
I mean, we were
Well,
standing there for
I'm-
quite a while talking to the guy.
Yeah,
Good.
my
So-
covert cover stuff is through Draft to Digital.
Yeah.
So and I've been very impressed with the quality on that.
Yeah.
One of the things we talked to Mark about in Vegas,
Yeah.
was I showed him our postcards books, and I
And
said,
he was like,
I'm like,
wow.
can you do this? Because I had a
Yeah.
bunch of questions for him.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
One of them was, can you do this? Is this
Mhm.
possible? He says, we can't do full color interior,
Not yet.
but they can do black and white.
They can do black and white.
Right. Which honestly, right now, if we're going to throw illustrations into an anthology, because
Mhm.
you know where I'm going with this.
Absolutely.
If we're going to throw illustrations into an anthology, it's going to be black and white anyway. We don't want to try and ask our readers to pay the prices
no.
for the full color
No, that's too
interior,
much to ask.
unless it's a special art book.
Yeah.
Children's books, the postcard anthologies. I mean,
Right.
by children's books, I mean picture books.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But even with that, a lot of old school children's books had these beautiful black and white
Beautiful
line
black
art
and white ones.
illustrations in them.
Oh, I
Yeah.
just so wish you could have seen so at Dickens, there's a guy he's a rare book collector, and he
Mhm.
sets up a Victorian bookstore in the Dickens Fair, and it's to die for. Walking in with all these, 19th century books.
You
I-
realize I have 19th century books
I
at
know
home
you
in my
do.
library.
I know you do. And he has like entire sections of just children's books
yeah.
and illustrated tales and sets and, Dickens from the time period. And he always, he finds me bad Victorian costuming books, because I collect them because bad
Yeah,
Victorian costuming books.
yeah.
But his, oh my God, it's just lots of ephemera from the time period. he has an online store. He doesn't have a brick and mortar anymore, except at Dickens Fair.
Right.
And he even looks the part. He's like this little bent over, gray haired guy. And he's like,
I love it.
His little frock coat. And I'm
I
like,
love
could this
it.
get any more perfect? I should post some of those pictures in North
Hi,
Texas
Ben.
Troublemakers. So, yeah. So, but it would, I think it would, yeah. And the illustrations, I just go in there and I just flip through and look at the gorgeous black and white, beautiful illustrations in those books. So yeah.
There, well, that's the thing is I've been reading Kipling, and well, here's a question. Actually, I should bounce it off of all of y'all. So I read through the Just So stories in Kipling, including a lost story, which I had in my 1903 edition of the Just So stories, but Project Gutenberg did not have.
Huh.
Because they had the 1950 version.
I don't know
Or
what they have.
it was a later
scanned.
edition.
It's not that edition anyway.
I have an early enough edition that has swastikas on the spine.
Yeah.
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 Do we have the same edition?
We might.
We might have the same
we'll have to
edition. We should
compare
look.
notes.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I mean, I have some Kipling that is first American printing, so
Yeah.
1898, 1899.
Yeah.
Not this one. That one's the one that the Just So that I have is 1903. So I did Just So stories. I did Ricky Tikki Tavi,
I love that story.
love
which
that
I
so
love. That was so much fun to illustrate because Midjourney does not know what a cobra is, and I tried, and Marion tried with me, and no, it just no cobras.
Cobra
So we got snakes, but yeah.
okay.
But so the next question on Kipling is I have been asked for the Jungle Book stories.
Oh yeah.
The problem is the big bad evil thing lurking in the closet that might jump out and get me is that Disney has Jungle Book.
They have their Jungle Book. And
Right, but
like
if I put
your-
something up on YouTube that's labeled the Jungle Book,
yeah.
No, I'm
they
sorry.
might just DCMA me
No,
on
they
the.
can't. They can't do that, unfortunately, because we did Mowgli, the Jungle Book story for the ballet.
Uh-huh.
No problems whatsoever. It is actually.
I know it's public domain.
Well, it's public domain, and Disney can't come after you for that. So
Okay. My
Yeah.
concern was that it wouldn't matter if they could or not, that they would
They
just
won't.
swap me on
they're
principle.
too busy messing up Star Wars right now. So
You think that, but
Yeah.
the mouse lawyers are not
they
a
just
joke
lost
and not
Mickey
fun.
Mouse. So
They lost Steamboat Willie.
They lost Steamboat Willie.
which I'm totally okay with.
So
Oh,
my
that's-
son texts me on New Year's to ask me if I'm going to write a Mickey Mouse story. I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
No,
Why?
but you can do that. I mean, you shouldn't have any problems with that at all.
Yeah.
So okay, because
There's the train of the Disney lawyers heading our direction. Perfect timing. Thank you.
because
So-
that was my concern is I would love to, because I was going back through and reading them because I haven't read them for years, and I knew that there was a lot of divergence between the Disney version of Jungle Book and the actual Jungle Book
Yeah.
version of Jungle Book. And no, there is a lot of divergence.
There's-
I mean,
there's a
there's
lot of
just a
it's
little
huge.
bit of like names in
Yeah, it's
the
huge,
or
so.
crossover, but and I was like, I really kind of want to read these because
Yeah.
part of the joy I'm getting out of doing these classic children's stories is the fact that they're totally un-PC.
Oh yeah.
I have changed one word.
Mm-hmm.
I had to change one word because I was afraid that if I left the word in,
Mm-hmm.
it would get my YouTube channel
You
in
get booted.
trouble.
Yeah.
So I changed one word and it didn't actually change anything about the story. So I just rolled with it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have books that I would have to change a lot of words in order to read those, but
Yeah.
they're not children's stories either.
Yep.
So
I have an entire collection of early children's books that my grandmother collected up. That is currently sitting in my warehouse up in Oregon because my daughter inherited them from grandma. She would go over to grandma's house and they would sit and read Mother West Wind stories. And there's another, it was like a whole series of kids and Wizard of Oz and all those things.
Mhm.
And she would read to grandma.
yeah.
So,
Well,
So-
I grew up, we read aloud every night.
Yeah,
And my
that's what they
sister can't read and never will be able to read. And so reading aloud to her now, my husband asked me to do, I recently bought a big fat book full of all of the Uncle Remus stories.
oh, fun.
which I was so tickled to get.
Yeah.
And they're so much fun.
yes.
And my husband asked me if I would read some of those.
Oh, even better.
I
Yes.
can't. No, I
Oh
can't.
no. Oh no.
It's not even a PC thing
No.
or a YouTube would take me down. It's like I physically cannot do the dialect.
Yeah.
I can do the Scottish, I can do the British. My accent, my whatever with my voice goes that way anyway. I cannot do the Brer Rabbit dialect.
Yeah, I was gonna say
My husband can do it.
it's not easy.
No, it's
Yeah,
not, but
it's
he
really
can
hard
slip right into it. What he's
Mhm.
not comfortable with is cold reading off the page.
Oh, well, you practice.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what he and I talked about. So
Yeah.
I may tease him into doing
That'd
a
be
couple
fun.
of Brer Rabbit stories because there are some fabulous ones in there
There's
that nobody
some
knows anymore.
There's some good ones.
Right?
But yeah, no, he can just go right into that southern thing, and I'm like, that's really cool. I can't do it.
Kelly.
I literally cannot.
Kelly
Oh my
read 'em.
gosh.
Kelly should read those.
Yes.
Yeah. We should get Kelly to come visit and have him read stories.
Yes.
So,
Story time with Kelly.
ooh, there's a plot afoot now. It just ran across the room. I saw it go. It's like I saw that. You both went, "Where?"
I'm sitting here thinking story time with Kelly.
Yeah,
Story
no,
time with Kelly.
absolutely.
Not his usual stories.
No.
No. Kid-friendly stories.
Kid-friendly stories, because none of his stories, none of them are.
Some of
kid-friendly.
his stories aren't even adult-friendly.
No.
You do not tell the story at the table until everyone has
It was
finished
like
eating.
I remember sitting there in the bar at what was it? I think it was Fantasy, and I had him and lovely Daniello sitting with me and like 4 or 5 other guy authors, and Kelly launches into the goat story, and I'm like, it is not dark, and there are children present, and Ben's looking at me all puzzled because he has not heard
He has
the
not
story,
heard the story.
and everyone else is going, "Ooh, Jonna just used mom voice," and Kelly's like, "What?" I'm like, "Turn around and look outside." He's like, "What? Turn around and look outside." He's like, "Why?" And I said, "Do you see that?" He's like, "The sun is still up. Shut it." And I was like, "No." So, and of course, he's sitting next to at breakfast at MarsCon. He's sitting between, DJ Butler, who he's never met, submissions editor for Bain Books. We have Chris Ruscio sitting at the end of the table, and that Michael never met any of them, and he starts to launch into the mayonnaise story at breakfast. And I'm kicking him under the table. And I'm like, they've never met you. This is not where you start.
The entry ticket to Kelly is high, very high.
I remember we were sitting at MarsCon and I met someone in I didn't know what his name was.
It's the same.
He's Michael Martin,
He's great.
he's wonderful, and I'm so glad that I met him. But I'm like,
You
I'm
just
gonna go
snagged
get
him
like
and took him to breakfast with you.
no, it was dinner because I'm like my friends in there. They've got me to see the table. Have you eaten? He's like, no. I'm like, cool. Come
And
with
we
me, let's
plunked him
sit at
down
this
next to Kelly.
Yep. And on the one hand, I'm sorry, but on the other hand, he still talks to me. So
He was like, "Who are you people? Like, we're fun. We'll just leave it at that.
yeah, we had a
We'll
great
slink
time.
off in the night and not give you our business card, So
But he added me on Facebook like 5 minutes later.
I know, right? Yeah,
And
he was
we-
hilarious.
We talked to each other at Fantasy, and it's just been fun to.
Yes,
he
but
apparently
Kelly
likes
could
us.
do those stories, and it would be so much fun.
Oh
Yes.
yes,
Wouldn't
that
it
would be
be
a lot of
fun?
fun.
And he could actually learn how to tell a story that didn't involve mayonnaise or odd body parts. so
But he's got a whole recording setup because he does
he
a
does,
podcast.
and he has a great voice and a great cadence.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I bet we could probably talk him into this.
I will say that it did wonders for my YouTube channel in terms of actually like starting to hit the algorithm and pick up subscribers,
Mhm.
but there's no money in it.
No, but it would be fun, and I would love a Kelly story. I bet if
a
I
delivery story. Actually, really, what we should do is not tell Kelly and Ian that we're taping them and get them drunk sitting right here and just record them because so
Some of those are not, they would not go on. YouTube would
No.
restrict the audience so much.
we'd have to put them on Rumble.
Yes.
Because never shall they meet. But yeah, his
Oh.
yeah. Yeah. No, we used to, or we can just catch him at Fool's Con. The no shit there I was, and but some of those stories
Set
we
the
can't share.
setting up and just record.
And just go, just get him drunk and plunk him down in the chairs and let him get to talking.
I bet I could mic my kid up because he tells stories too.
We've got I could just put my phone down because my phone
you
would
just set
Well,
up a
they
recording
wander.
yeah.
But it's,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it would be a lot of fun. So wow, now we've just given ourselves more projects for the year.
That's how the broadcast started, was just, this would
Well,
be fun, let's do it.
Well, you know what it was? People were asking on the live stream because we kept popping in and throwing commentary, and they're like, "You guys need to go over there." And we're like, "Okay."
Yeah.
So at the beginning of the year, we said we should do a broadcast. What are we doing? Should we do how many? Should we do the same things? And here we are.
Yep. Not safe for children, not safe for husbands, definitely not safe for work.
Yeah.
But this is us.
Several of our things have been not safe for work, and weirdly, we dipped into. We've done a bunch of really interesting stuff this year. We've dipped into counseling. We've done all kinds of totally off color and around the bend ones. But yeah, it's been kind of fun. Which is how we are when we're here anyway.
Yeah.
You know.
And a lot of times they were like, we would get off onto tangents on something random that the guys had thrown out. And everyone's like, well, no, we want to hear more about that. And which we've done like the bra discussion.
Yeah.
3 or 4 times. And pants.
I have to admit, one of my favorite ones was going through the romance books.
Yes.
Romance book covers. Which was
we should do
hilarious.
that again sometime.
It was absolutely hilarious.
And talking to Amy about it, I'm fairly certain if we said, hey, we want to do another one, she'd put together
make another bag for us.
Oh my gosh. No, Amy would totally ambush us.
That could
she would thought that was a great idea. So
yeah. We could practically use that one on stage as stand-up comedy. So
that would be that would actually be a lot of fun.
Wouldn't that? We could do a skit of looking at covers. So that would be hilarious. So
yeah, and the other thing too is that we are always looking for topics from you guys. We would like, if you guys have a question, if you guys have a topic that you would like us to expound upon and are okay with us probably not staying on topic, or
we're really bad at it.
But yeah, if you leave in the comments, and I meant the comments, not the chat, because the chat's sometimes a little bit squirrely to track down things in. But if you leave in the comments anything that you would like to see us touch on in the upcoming year, one of the other things that we're planning on doing more of, and by we, I actually kind of mean me, but
not just you.
But I'm going to have people on to do interviews.
Yes.
When y'all are off at cons and I'm here, I can do interviews, and we've got the setup now where I can actually have multiple people and almost do like a panel for those of you that can't make it to a con. And so if you have people that you'd like to see us bring on as guests, feel free to leave it in the comments. And if it's somebody that we don't know personally, and you know them, we may ask for an introduction, but
we can track down just about anybody.
Yeah, I think between a lot of us.
I desperately want to sit with Ben for an hour. Every
Ben?
now and then. Hello.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah.
You need to tell how to get the money from the Star Trek convention from Grand Central Station to the bank is pretty darn hilarious.
Yes.
It would be nice to get him to sit down and do some recordings with us.
In the 70s where there's a swimming pool outside.
Yes. Yes.
He told that one at FenCon last year in honor of Larry, and it was hysterically funny.
Absolutely hysterical. Ben is just so delightful. He does not have a fast forward button. And I love the fact that his delivery is so measured, and so because when he drops the final line, it's just epic.
Well, every time I see Ben, I wind up with homework.
Yep, he does that.
I will say, though, that I'm bouncing hard off of Conjure Wife.
Yeah.
Really?
It opens with the husband, and some of the things that the husband is doing, thinking and talking about his wife, remind me a lot of my ex.
Okay.
So I'm bouncing hard off of it, and I'm like, I know it's supposed to be really good, but I can't get into it.
Mhm.
On the other hand, The Fabulous Clip Joint was
Oh,
fabulous.
Fabulous book.
Frederick Brown.
Frederick Brown. I mean, hello.
So
Can't go wrong
yeah,
with him.
yeah.
I'll be honest. Ben is what kicked off the postcards.
Mhm.
Talking about Frederick
Yeah,
Brown
because
and
Frederick
the-
Brown and
Right.
favorite author.
Mhm.
He's him and Eric Frank Russell are two of my favorite authors in science fiction. But yeah, Frederick Brown is astonishing. So I say
Yeah.
it every time. But
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
and Ben actually told me why it's hard to find his mystery shorts.
Yep.
Because the rights for them have been bought up by a press and they're sitting on them.
Yep.
So I have I have a pulp copy of Mostly Murder, probably from the 1940s, maybe 1930s. I'm not sure. It's ancient, it's crumbling, and I'm reading it, which I hate doing with some of my pulps, but you can't get them anywhere else.
no,
And they're fabulous. They're just so
Yep.
good. I mean, these short, punchy little stories.
it's just
And
tremendous.
for writing short stories, they are just an excellent way to get into that.
Mhm.
So,
They're
yeah.
just they're spare. It's like Robert Sheckley is another author that a lot of people don't know. Lovely, lovely man. He wrote in such a spare and clean way, and there's so very little frame to hang, but it's just enough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the way he writes is like it just
Yeah.
beautiful,
I
beautiful
should
work.
see if I can't get a hold of some.
Yeah, Robert Sheckley
Yeah.
is really tremendous. And
Mm.
another one of those who came out of the 60s with that spare style.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Well, and the other one I picked up is more Poul Anderson, because Dave Freer years ago gave me homework and I had read Three Hearts and Three Lions,
Mhm.
but I hadn't really sought out a lot of Anderson's shorts.
Oh.
So I just bought a big super pack of the shorts and I'm doling them out to myself
Yes.
like eating candy.
It is.
If I've been good, I can give myself a treat of a story. Probably better than chocolate, but as far as the weight goes,
Yeah. Oh, man.
so, yeah. And there's so many greats that I can't even catch up. I can't begin to catch up.
Joel, you're right. Sheckley is like Zelazny, only terse. If you can imagine that. But that's exactly, I mean, that really
Mhm.
describes it. And he was that way in person, too. He was just very long, tall, thin, kind of lanky guy. And he spoke the way he wrote. It's just but fascinating. Fascinating man. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Oh, my goodness. The
I
hour
think it's
has
about
flown by.
yeah. Do we have any announcements?
We'll be at MarsCon next weekend.
Next weekend is MarsCon.
Yep.
I don't normally answer phone calls, but Rita's calling me.
Oh, Rita's calling. Okay. Well, she's on her way home, so she probably needs the door open because she's just getting back to town from her sisters. So,
Yeah.
Now we've lost Cedar. Oh, look, it's us, and Cedar's not here.
Take a picture. It's rare.
This is rare, very rare. So, you put the fox over there with the hat on, so and Cedar can have the hat. So yeah, we'll be here. Send us topics. Although we tend to do pretty well with finding things to talk about. So
we never lack for things to talk about, but if people want us to cover something specific,
yeah,
I'm always happy to do that.
Yeah.
I think we've got what's the next book coming out? I'm doing
All Will Burn 2.
Yep. So All Will Burn 2 will be out next Friday. Why did
Next
we do
Friday.
that?
We did that because Casey's at
MarsCon.
MarsCon.
Right.
So, which reminds me I have to take my measuring tape.
Yep.
So, because
Yep.
there's a plan afoot. So,
There's always a plan afoot. There's
yes.
a yard every now and
Oh,
then.
yeah. And contracts for giant freaking robots have to go out Saturday of MarsCon. What was I thinking?
What were we thinking?
But we'll get it done. So,
Yeah.
yeah. I just may have an intern do them. So, this is how we do this.
This
So,
is what happens. Like I have too much to do. Oh wait.
come here. You sit down. Do this. What do you mean you want breakfast? Forget it. You don't get to eat. What are you thinking? So,
You eat when you're done.
eat when you're done. No coffee for you. So it's like, no, that's just dangerous. Never mind.
No. You do not deprive them of coffee.
Yeah.
Is
So,
what makes them work.
yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I'm sure we have more announcements, but I can't think of them. We'll cover them tomorrow with the guys. So what? And on that note,
thank you, Nick.
it's just smushed through the food through the bars of my cage. Yeah, but if it's me, it's not going to be sustaining because I'm a terrible cook. So, I can make the prison food.
You can make the prison
I'm
food.
a prison
There
food
you go.
cook. Okay, that's some torture right there. So,
I suspect there will be people willing to feed him.
yeah. All the other alpha mercs, you took on the job, man. Here's some rations. Yes, you got his alpha merc support team. We're being interned with us.
Right.
Poor thing.
We think you're all just very adorable.
You are all truly adorable. So, okay. Oh, God, please, I can't eat anymore. Have another cookie. Did Jonna make it? Yeah. Sorry.
This is the punishment. This is the cages to keep you away from everybody else.
Yes. On that note, I think it's time to go.
I think so. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you all next week.
Okay, we'll see you next week, gang.